I am a general OBGYN at the Cleveland Clinic, and I am one of the co-chairs on our Council on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the OBGYN Institute. So as part of that role, we actually started a book club, and one of our first selections for a book was also Medical Bondage by Dr. Deidre Cooper Owens.
CTSC reached out to us about this event that was happening as part of their Health Equity Challenge series. And so we worked with her to invite staff physicians and other members of the OBGYN Institute at the Cleveland Clinic to attend today to learn more about Dr. Cooper Owens' work.
This book talks about women in gynecology. And like many Black women, we suffer in that area. And so when the email came across my desk, I have to admit, I didn't know a lot about the author, but the caption caught my attention. And so I immediately signed up and said, this is a woman I have to listen to.
The inspiration for writing Medical Bondage really happened in grad school. So I was asked to moderate a program between Janetta Cole, who was then president of Bennett College, and Reverend James Lawson, the civil rights pioneer. And so as I'm reading a book that Dr. Cole and Beverly Guy Sheftel wrote called Gender Talk, I was stopped in my tracks learning about James Marion Sims, known as the father of American gynecology, and his experimental research on enslaved women, and thought, wow, this would be a great dissertation project. And so fast forward about 10 years later, I was able to publish Medical Bondage, Race, Gender, and the Origins of American Gynecology. And it really linked two research interests for me, slavery and the history of medicine. And situating Black women at the center of that, I hope, changed the narrative of the history of medicine in this country.
I want to know more about health disparities so that I can help work to make the health delivery system more equitable.
These conversations are important to my work as a legislator. Being a local legislator, being a member of Cleveland City Council, health is just a part of our existence. And so being able to get a little bit more knowledge, being on the Health, Human Services, and the Arts Committee, we do at times have conversations around health. And so this is a part of this, helping me to be a more informed legislator for the city of Cleveland.
The argument I would make for the naysayers, the people who don't believe my work is relevant to their work and their practices, is lots of historical information still impacts our society. I'm a historian, and so although I'm writing about people who lived many, many years ago, some of those same problems with medical racism and specifically anti-Black racism persist. And so for me, being able to show that some of the scientific studies that come from the 21st century mirror some of those studies and medical research findings from the 19th century shows that, in fact, the historical gap is not as large as we think, that in fact it's very narrow. And so one would hope that you could use the examples that I've laid out in my work as a clearer path for how to be more respectful of patients, of not blaming patients, of understanding their particular cultural experiences and belief systems, and kind of moving forward in that train of thought.